You a locust, my focus is to grow this mission. A visionary, get a dictionary. We here off the rip and we ain't sharing, we just caring. Let me speak it to the manager. We damage her, no you ain't messing with an amateur. I'm ramming, the competition ain't standing up. They fanning from left to right cause now they branded us. Now who that is? Mike Jones, they ain't want me now, they all on me. Got counterfeits trying to play me, I guess they thinking I'm Sony. These big head dummies showing up and out of their character. Homie, you need a price cause without it the squad ain't hearing you. Top of that, we ain't fearing it. We swinging for the fences with the sting of a left hook that connects with Sonny Liston. I'm dismissing any and all of the disrespect. Nonetheless, it ain't a threat, I'm just letting y'all know who's next. I don't wanna talk, how you try and press the kid and really you was soft. All you know is capping, homie, you don't know the law. Pedal to the metal, you ain't catching me in park. I just hit the start, I don't wanna speak. Talking all that good, so I just hit you with the please. Running up the score like Tyreek, I'm going deep. Watch me how I'm saucing, I be spreading it with ease. You gon' see the peas, you gon' see the...
Look what's next for me, Joe. I'm gonna get that second bell, where the is it? They should've had them 2 bells ready, speed showing for me.
Yeah. Head up in the clouds, all they saying I look stressed. I've been feeling down, pray to God that I'm up next. Remember when she blew me off, that's why I can't text. Now she call me petty, but I swear I can't forget. This ain't a test, now they saying that I ball like Jerry West. Coming back for what is mine, can't take no less. I said go and take a shot, so I need your best. And stop the threats, so nobody's into me. I don't got time, I'm not giving the energy. Too many people around me, I'm finicky. I do not mess with you, dog, you're not kidding me. You don't got way too close, I been up at the top now, so they all wait for the landslide. I seen too many people that switched up, whose man's high. Through it all, I stay the same, I swear to God, I can't lie. Been down so damn low that I came up for my life. They talk way too much on the internet, it's not real life. I swear my fam waiting, I can't lose, and I'm still right. Still right, I swear that I'm working them up till like midnight. It's real life, I got a time and I'm coming to get mine. In time, I cannot lose and I'm coming right inside. I'm in my, yeah. Phone started jumping, what a day. Swear to God I need it, now I can't afford to wait. I just had a fan hit me up from Kuwait. Told him this would happen and we not a minute late. Seen him down bad, now they tryna hate. Same ones try to hit me for the raise. Got a mail, now they coming with a blaze. Check the numbers, fam, I swear I'm getting paid. I'm a Don just like the Perrier. It's one time when I'm looking at a face. On the low like I'm pushing up the bass. Come down and I'll meet him at a gate. Got a check and I bought myself a place. They get some money and they blow it on bait. I don't flex but I'm pushing all the weight. Told them all I swear I got it's what it takes. Phone started jumping, what a day. Swear to God I need it, now I can't afford to wait. I just had a fan hit me up from Kuwait. Told him this would happen and we not a minute late.
Yo, Jay, can we get some ratchet one time?
Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll. And it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Ayy, on the road, here we go. Yeah, we winning by a landslide. Never see me coming, I'm a landmine. Yeah, I ain't taking orders in command like. Yeah, you about to see me on demand like. You know on demand. If you ain't know, you about to understand. Yeah, I got the team by my side, right hand. Yeah, take it to a string, you ain't seen it like that. Yeah, and it's the dream, and we coming for the bag. Yeah, and we ain't never going back now. Future expedited, now we on the fast track now. They won't lend a hand, now they see us on the map now. It's time to act out. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll. And it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Hey, on the road, here we go, yeah. At the top of the class on the road, hey. And it's time to run it up, yeah, you know, yeah. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, yeah. On the road, here we go, here we go. Here we go, at the top of the class on the road. And it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Hey, on the road, here we go, yeah. At the top of the class on the road. Hey, and it's time to run it up, yeah, you know, yeah. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, yeah. On the road, here we go, here we go. Here we go. On the road, here we go, here we go.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Frankie Candles live stream every single weekday right here at 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And guys, oh man, Bitcoin still sitting in its sketchy consolidation here, guys, right near our POC of our macro range. I'm not going to lie, guys, I was hoping for a bit of a bigger move on Bitcoin over the weekend, so we'd have a little bit more to talk about today as Bitcoin is still stuck in this tight range, but we do have some interesting stuff to look at with you guys. We are getting a bounce off of a key level of support right now. I want to take a look at the bullish case, the bearish case, and then I'm going to let you guys know which way I'm leaning. But at the end of the day, guys, we're just kind of waiting for Bitcoin to figure itself out here in this tight consolidation. I'm going to talk about the scalp positions that we're looking at here in this tight consolidation. And, yeah, we'll cover the bullish case and the bearish case, and I'll give you guys kind of my thoughts on where we're going to be going. We'll take a look at Solana. I know a lot of people are like, oh, my God, Solana's going to zero. Frankie, what are we going to do? I'm actually going to take a look at Solana. If you guys remember, we were looking at a key level of support being a 786 Fibonacci retracement level that, if lost, was going to call for our next major key level of support, which may be the next stop for Solana. So stick around, guys. We're going to take a look at that as well. But shout out to the CandleMafia. We got everybody in the chat tonight. We got M Ninja. I always call him Minaj for some reason. Shout out to M Ninja. What is going on? Said happy Bing Bong, everybody. Yeah, this is the definition of Bing Bong and sideways, guys. Shout out to Stupid Bitcoin. Said the longer the stuck, the bigger the breakout. Shout out, or you know what they usually say. Shout out to Stupid Bitcoin is the longer the stuck, the bigger the buck. Yeah, shout out to Stupid Bitcoin. I actually want to talk about that, guys. As price action is kind of just going sideways here for like the past 2 or 3 weeks. This might be the best time to be paying attention to price action because you saw, I believe the thumbnail said like huge move incoming. I think it should say something like that because there is a potential possibility, guys, that there is a massive move coming here for Bitcoin as we coil up and just move sideways. Oftentimes when we see Bitcoin take a nap like this, it does get broken by Bitcoin waking up from its nap and absolutely running in one direction or the other, and hopefully we could get on the right side of this next big move. And we're going to take a look at some key things here to try to help us get an idea of if this thing's going to go up or down. But shout out to everybody in the chat. We got K Diggity. What is going on, man? Thank you for tuning in. We got J Violet, Crypto Billy, Captain Kirk. What is going on, Cat? We got Darren Does Things, Chemistry Bird, Rob the Crypto Snob. You guys know who the mods are. Show them some love in the chat. They help us out endlessly with this YouTube channel. If you love them as much as we do, go ahead and show them some love in the chat. We got, let's see. We got VW John. We got CJ. What is going on? We got Blockchain Domain in the chat. What is going on, man? Thank you guys for tuning in. We got Angel says Solana. Oh, man. Is it going to zero? Is it going to zero? We got Hayden in the chat. What is going on? We got Spanky. What is going on, man? Guys, don't forget to smash that like button. Every 100 likes we get will give you guys some extra chances to win some free crypto. And if we get 1,000 likes on any live stream that we do, we will add $150 in Solana. Maybe we should switch that. Maybe we should switch what we're giving away. But we will be giving away $150 in Solana if we get 1,000 likes on tonight's live stream. Let's see. BTC Nation, what is going on, man? Welcome in. Thank you for being here. The Hybrid family, check it in. Said, hey, guys, sorry for the MIA. Shout out to the Hybrid family. You haven't been missing much. Hybrid family. Don't you worry. We got Edward Torres. Let's see. Looks like buying a new chair is the leading indicator. Shout out to Spanky X. Yeah. Was the new chair, was the new Frankie Candles chair, was that the top signal, guys? We're going to break it down. We're going to do some in-depth analysis on Frankie Candles' new chair here today. Let's see. Yo, shout out to Mark said, please talk faster. I have to up the speed to 5x. Shout out to Mark. If you can listen to me and understand what I'm saying in 5X, I will give you some kind of trophy, because that's like listening to an auctioneer in 5X speed. But shout out to you, man. But let's go ahead and jump on into it. Shout out to Angel in the chat, said soul dump. Yeah, we're going to cover that as well, guys. We'll go over Bitcoin very quickly, and then we'll jump on into the altcoins. And yeah, we'll see what we could we'll see what we could get done here. Let's see. Smoking Wrench said winning, baby. Shout out to Smoking Wrench. Shout out to Gay Diggity said, I would like the ticker for Frankie's new chair. It is ticker FCNC, Frankie Candle's new chair. Very simple. I believe it is listed on Binance, so check that out. Let's see. Yo, shout out to Mono Key. I think it's something like Monkey, but shout out to you, man. He says, Frankie's the only videos that I slow down. Yes, I know I talk fast, guys. But yeah, is BTC moving soon? Yeah, so let's go ahead. And without further ado, guys, breaking news. Bitcoin is still in the same spot we've been looking at for the past 2 weeks. All right, so let's go ahead and dive in here, guys. Now, obviously, I want to try to do today's live stream without, like, just repeating what I've been saying for the past 3 weeks, but it's going to be very hard to do, as, again, for the past few weeks, we have just been, for the past 2 weeks, I would say, we've been kind of just going sideways here. So I'm sorry it's going to be a little repetitive, but it's all we can really look at here. But I want you guys to be prepared. As we know, a lot of times, guys, when Bitcoin goes sideways, and this is kind of shown here on our last 7-month consolidation here, a lot of this is super painful. But once it's over, guys, we are ready for massive, massive moves. Now, the question is this going to break to the upside? Is it going to break to the downside? Well, I'll be honest, guys, it is a little bit hard to call here. Based off our money flow on the daily, as you know, our money flow on the daily is coming to the downside. This indicates that the downtrend is likely to continue. So I am still, I would say, it's very hard to say, guys. I'm somewhat neutral, maybe cautiously optimistic. But at the end of the day, I'm really not trying to call the low here, as it's not really necessarily that important for me. Because, we're going to catch these trades no matter what happens. If we get the move down, our short continues to play out. By the way, I am still holding my short from $102,000. And I'll talk about a scalp trade that we had in the premium Discord earlier today as well. But at the end of the day, guys, I am just trading these charts actually recently not really that much, right? Just kind of sitting out here waiting for the higher probability situation to pop up. But so, just in general, I know everybody just wants that yes or no, up or down. It's really hard to give any kind of a serious answer in that kind of context, just because, not only are we seeing some mixed signals here on the indicators, but at the end of the day, I will say, like, it's anyone's guess here if we're going to rip to the upside or the downside. But we're going to try to put some clues together here today. We're going to look at the bullish puzzle pieces, the bearish puzzle pieces, put them together to try to give us the highest probability outcome here. But starting off with the bearish puzzle pieces here, guys, money flow on the daily is still in the red, and we now have a fresh red dot printing here on the daily. So daily sentiment here based off money flow would be indicating for a potential continuation of the downtrend, right? So that is kind of puzzle piece number one. Again, we'll get a little deeper into everything in just a minute. Now, obviously, if we take a look at our key levels that we've been watching for quite some time here, you guys know, within the context of the larger volume profile here, as long as we remain below this POC, which has been absolutely insane resistance so far, as long as we remain below this POC, the doorway to that value area low, sitting between about $92 to $91,000, is going to be in the cards, right? Now, we do have some local levels that I'm going to be talking about in a little bit here, but at the end of the day, guys, the simple kind of levels here within our larger profile, we didn't quite reject the value area high, but as we are sitting below this POC until we flip this to support and get a bigger push up, and I'll talk about a key level that I want to break here in order to see $102,000, $103,000 come in. There is a doorway to higher prices up there that I want to talk about, but as long as we remain below this POC, guys, the doorway to this value area low is open. And with the red dot and the daily money flow crossing over into the red, this is definitely a plausible scenario to be looking at. Now, taking a look at our 2-day, fresh red dot also printing. If you guys remember to Friday's live stream, as we were peeking our heads above this POC, it was kind of the best I have felt up until that point for a potential continuation up, because not only were we getting above the POC of the range, we also had the 2-day green dot printing. But again, here we are, right, in a super low probability environment with that green dot getting immediately stepped on by this red dot, which just adds to the absolute choppy mess that we're seeing in here. This is an absolute garbage range, especially for high probability trades. Like, we have been taking some scalps in here in the premium Discord, but at the end of the day, they are just smaller trades while we're waiting for the bigger outcome to come in here, right? Again, the idea is, are we going to get the bigger breakdown or the bigger breakup? Money flow on the daily would say that the continuation down is more likely. 2-day red dot would also point towards the move down. Our money flow is also, for what it's worth on the 2-day, this is going to take some time to develop, but that 2-day money flow is also continuing to the downside here, which just generally would be more bearish than bullish. Again, this does not mean like, oh my God, 2-day money flow is coming out. This is just something I'm keeping my eye on. It is trending down. It's not like we're seeing the crossover just yet. But at the end of the day, my sentiment remains the same. I don't think I've ever in my life been sitting here and waiting for key levels to get hit for so long, right? Like, as you guys know, value area high and the value area low are the next big levels that I'm going to be more interested in looking for trades. Inside this chop, other than the little scalp positions that we've been looking at in the premium Discord, there's really not much to be had here. Whether this breaks all the way to the upside or back down to the value area low is honestly anybody's guess. I would probably put a 50-50 shot on that probability. Maybe I'd lean a little bit more bearish based off the daily time frame, just having money flow coming over into the red. But at the end of the day, I can't stop saying this, and this will probably be the last time I say it. Super low probability trading in here. I am still waiting for these bigger levels to get hit, and we are just getting absolutely destroyed with this sideways price action. Just sitting here waiting every day. I check my phone, guys, please. I don't even care if you stop me out of my short. I want to wake up and be out of this range. It's absolutely brutal. But I want to break down some of these local levels as well, but just in the grand scheme of things, guys, money flow still in the red on the daily, and I'll talk about something I am looking for here on the daily as well. Fresh daily red dot, fresh 2-day red dot. It's, that's not the most bullish case here, right? And then if you come up to here to some of these higher daily time frames, VWAP still living below the 0 line, right? We still have some time for these to develop and potentially give us green dots. But, I would say daily remains bearish as long as we remain below this POC because, again, guys, if we are looking for a big breakout here, right, if you want to go up to all-time highs from here, I feel like we probably say this all the time, but this is true more now than, many other times we've said it, right? Bitcoin is definitely at a decision-making point here, right? Because if we do not hold these levels, very specifically for the fact that we are holding local golden pockets as well as a larger golden pocket, if we pull this from our range low at about 85.2 all the way to the high, you can see we came down, tested the golden pocket, and we are now just sitting here holding onto this golden pocket. And we talked recently about holding these higher lows, right? We have these higher lows forming on the chart where we looked at this as like, hey, is this an ascending triangle? Is this a bullish consolidation pattern? Are we likely to see this breakout to the upside? And again, I would say market cipher B is probably pointing more towards the downside. But we have to keep in mind here, we are continuing to put in higher lows. We are technically holding this golden pocket. And if we do want to see a big break to the upside, not only am I going to talk about, we want to hold this golden pocket, right? Because if we're looking, if we're looking for this higher low to come in and a continuation up, and we want to see this bullish pattern break out to the upside, we have to obviously hold that golden pocket. But I also want to talk about some levels locally that we have above here that we need to break above, where I would feel comfortable calling for a pretty likely move to $103,000 to $102,000. But I will say this: not only are we holding that golden pocket, we have the higher lows that we're forming, right? That I just drew. We have the higher lows continuing here. We also have some anchored VWAPs that are being respected pretty well here. I'll actually pull a few of them here. We have this one coming in on our next key support level, which I'm not going to go over today just because I cover this almost every single live stream, but it is sitting between about about $85,000 to $80,000. We have a lot of support up in here, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there. I'm not going to cover that too much today, but we also have our anchored VWAP. I'll pull it from this, readjust that, from this low here. This is an additional anchored VWAP I'm looking at, but really the one I want to talk about is the anchored VWAP that we are holding right now. Pulled from this low right before we got that big explosion to the upside, we are also holding this major anchored VWAP. So we have a lot of reason, not only, we don't have a lot of reason to necessarily get the bounce from here, but we have a lot of reason to want to hold this level, guys, because if we start losing this anchored VWAP, right, if we start losing these higher lows, if we start losing this golden pocket, to be quite honest with you guys, that is where I'm going to be looking for the bigger drop down, right? We lose the golden pocket. That's where we're looking down towards that value area low and potentially even the 786 coming in between about $92,000 and $90,000. The 786 coming in at about $90,400. But, once we lose that golden pocket, I am going to be expecting that drop down to the value area low 786. So, again, key larger support levels do remain exactly the same. I would probably be watching. Now, we do have some additional local support levels. I'm going to actually take this golden pocket off the chart here because we have already been tapping it. I just want to clean things up a bit. We do have some local levels in here that we're going to be looking at in the premium Discord for potential long positions. I'm not really going to cover them right now because I do see them as somewhat lower probability. There's not a lot of confluence on these levels. And at the end of the day, I know a lot of people are here to just kind of get the bigger overall moves and what they're looking for. And at the end of the day, we lose that golden pocket. I'm probably going to be looking to come down to the value area low 786. This zone is sitting between about 92.1 all the way down to about 90,400. And then it's at this moment, guys, right? Again, do we want to hold these higher lows? Absolutely. If we break that golden pocket and come down here, this is really, although we will be looking for longs here just naturally based off the 786 sitting down here and the fact that we are deviating below the value area low, this is typically where we look for those long positions as this is an undervalued asset. And that's where we look to ride that back up into the fair value. which does really start picking up inside the range, closer towards the POC. And then hopefully we can get above that POC. We can look for the full fill of the range up to the value area high. But if we get the loss of that golden pocket, we get this bigger move down here, guys, this is really where we want to start bouncing, because I will say this. If we start losing this range, as we've been looking at, I mean, you could go back to any of the live streams we've done in the past couple of weeks. If we lose this level, guys, this is where I do think things could start getting pretty aggressive pretty quickly, right? Because the only thing we have underneath this 786, in my opinion, right, we have the daily level. We also have some other local levels that we're looking at for trades in the premium, but they are more local, and we kind of have to assess the situation once we get there. But I will just say this: if we start losing that 786 overall, guys, the next real significant level that we have is going to be the daily sitting at 87.342 or 47. This is another level that we've been looking at forever. Again, not to beat the dead horse. And then once we lose that daily, if we lose it, the next significant level is going to be looking for the liquidity to get grabbed below the actual range low, which is sitting at about $85,200. So if we do not hold this daily for a move back into our range and a shot back up to the highs, I would be very careful around this overall range low. Like, for me personally, right, if we do get down there, this is where I am expecting a potential liquidation run if we start pushing below this level. Kind of two opportunities here, or two options of what can happen. We can either just fake out the range low and get the shot up, but at the end of the day, because we know that we do have liquidity sitting down here, you can see that marked off right here by this white box. If we come in and we start grabbing those liquidations down here, guys, that's likely going to give us a pretty aggressive drop to the downside, which at the end of the day is sitting here at the golden pocket at about 83.2, right? We have the golden pocket sitting at about 83.2. We also have our anchored VWAP getting pretty close to that level. We have just come a little bit above it. This is obviously going to move as price action develops, but we just have to be careful, right? Because I know there's a lot of levels on the chart here, but if I just clean some of this up, you guys know, let me actually just hide some of this, right? I'll take off this. Right, we'll take off the golden pocket. We'll take off the boom. Right, so we'll just hide this stuff. And, even we take off this daily, right? If we're looking at this, actually, as a matter of fact, I'm just going to take everything off here. I'm just going to pull up a clean range. Screw it. We're going to pull up a clean range. So if we just look here, right, and we pull up the daily time frame, this is really what we got going on, because if I pull up the VPVR, it's really going to put into context for you guys of kind of why we really want to hold these levels. Because, again, I know I've shown this a lot in the past, but it is important, right? That daily down here at 87.3 is really going to be that last-ditch effort to hold support and hopefully not get that massive move down into the low 80,000s where we have that golden pocket, where we have those liquidations. Because, again, if we just look at this from a volume perspective, if we start losing that local value or this value area low up here, this is where we could start to free fall, right? If we do not bounce off this golden pocket, guys, the volume gaps down here are real, right? Really leading down to the next significant high volume node, which is really sitting closer to $77,000 to $76,000, right? Which is closer to where our 786 is sitting. And let me actually pull those levels back real quick, right? That $77,000 to $76,000 level is really sitting down here. Nobody wants to see Bitcoin come down here, but it is a level that we should be looking at, right? Because if we do get the bigger drop down, it's likely going to catch a lot of people by surprise. And again, we do have a lot of support up in here with the golden pocket, 2 daily naked points of controls between about $82,000 and $80,000. But at the end of the day, you do have to be aware that you do have this massive volume gap, right? Little volume picks up at about 82, 83K. Then you have another little mini high volume node at, about $80,000 even. But for the most part, guys, this is a pretty large gap. So, that's why I really do not want to lose this daily. And more importantly, I do not want to lose this range low at about 85.2. I would be okay, right? I would be totally fine seeing this, get something like a fake out, right? Like a swing failure pattern, right? Let's say we get the drop down, come to the daily, fake out this, and then we get back above that daily and send it. That would be fine. But once you start breaking below that range low, once again, $85,200, this is the Bitstamp chart, so it comes up a little differently. But 85,212 is the actual level that I'm watching. If we get below that level, guys, that is where that low volume gap starts to pick up. And again, we also have a lot of liquidation sitting down there. And when you get stopped out of those long positions, it does oftentimes create those liquidation wicks as people have to once you get stopped out of those long positions, they create those market sell orders, giving you that fuel to the downside. And I would be careful of those liquidation wicks coming in at that zone because we do have that low volume gap. So just be careful about that. And again, we'll cross that bridge when and if we get there. But that's kind of like worst case scenario. And why I say this is kind of like a decision-making moment for Bitcoin, right? Because we want to hold these higher lows. And I'll be honest, like, where would we want to put those in? We kind of want to put them in right here, right? Because again, unless we're going to get the drop down to the value area low, hold the 786, and then get the move up, I am open to seeing a move up from here because we are holding that golden pocket. And it does hold those higher lows very, very nicely. But at the end of the day, very risky trading within this local range, guys. So other than that, my main sentiment, right, pretty much remains exactly the same. In the longer term, because obviously, I mean, if you just zoom out a tiny bit here on Bitcoin, you can see nothing has happened. We're just going sideways. So, POC still sitting at 97,349. That is your key level. Now, I do want to take a look at this local range here because I want to talk about the little scalp long that we put in the premium Discord. And I also want to talk about that kind of doorway to higher prices. If we do get the move up, what can we look for? So let's go ahead and break that down. I'll pull up the... shout out to Bragmore says, what's your value area volume setting on the row size setting for the fixed range volume profile? Shout out to Bragmore. 240 is my row size that I typically use. So there you go. Simple answer. There we go. Shout out to Bragmore. Let's see. Yo, shout out to Blacksmith. Said, are we bottom signaling? I just showed up. Shout out to Blacksmith. Let's see. Bada boom, bada bing. And I will get into the altcoins as well. Let's see. Looks like a bull run with no alt season. Shout out to Mike Vito. I hope not. I'll be honest, guys. A lot of people ask me, like, Frankie, what is going on here, man? Give me your honest opinion, right? Like, I even, when I was going home for Christmas, someone saw me at the airport, and they were like, Frankie, I watch your show, man. Just tell me where we're going. Like, and I'm just like, listen, man, I follow the charts. To be honest with you guys, I put all my cards on the table here. What I think is what I say on these live streams. There is no secret moves being made behind the closed doors or anything like that. Anything I say on this show is genuinely how I feel. I don't do anything for, obviously we try to make our thumbnails clicky, right? But we don't ever put like some like fake scenarios on there to try to get more clicks. This is genuinely how I'm handling my price action. I've not panic sold my alts, and at the end of the day, I do think, right, especially we were talking about this in the premium Discord earlier today, there is an argument to be had, right? Solana getting the move to the downside, and I want to cover this because in the premium they were asking me like, Frankie, like, what are your thoughts on Solana getting the drop? And I said I could talk to you guys about it from a technical standpoint. And if you watch the show, you will know there was a key level that if lost, we were looking for a bigger drop down, and we do have a next key level of support that I'll be looking at, and we'll take a look at that in just a minute. But at the end of the day, guys, I think maybe, just maybe, the Solana trenches are seeing the max pain, right? Maybe the Solana trenches, I think we might just be seeing a lot of people exiting that ecosystem where, they got into the meme coin trenches. They think they're going to get rich overnight. Turns out 99% of people lose their money. They're sick of getting rugged. And maybe we're just seeing people kind of exit that meme coin frenzy, right? Like they're kind of just like they're exhausted, right? They're just like they're getting rugged left and right. They realize they're not going to get rich overnight. And maybe we're starting to see an exit out of that kind of like narrative, right? Which is somewhat good, hopefully, for the traditional altcoins, right? Like the actual utility coins. And, again, a lot of people ask me when altcoin season. At the end of the day, guys, like we really are just waiting for Bitcoin dominance to drop here. I'm not going to cover this too in depth just because I covered this a lot. But again, daily and weekly candle closures below 60.34%. And, hopefully the value area low at 60.93%. We really want to see candle closures below these levels. Other than that, like we got to keep watching this. But, it's impossible, right? Like I could come up here like a lot of other people do and be like, altcoin season in 2 weeks. Altcoin season starts now, right? But like it's really just for clicks. I don't really like to do that, right? But at the end of the day, we have not seen the dump on Bitcoin dominance that we need to see the actual alt season come in. I do think at this point that we could still see a traditional alt season come in. I think the Solana meme coins kind of threw a wrench in that at first. And maybe as people are starting to leave the Solana trenches after being rugged 150 times, maybe that's what we needed, right? Maybe now these people have kind of gotten into crypto. Hopefully they didn't just leave for good. And maybe this is how we start to see some of that retail money go from the Solana trenches into the actual utility coins, right? So, again, nothing really to update here on Bitcoin dominance. But again, if we get another move up, 64.29% and the 786 at 66.21% are going to be the next big levels to look at for rejections, probably favoring the 786 in my opinion because we already rejected this POC. Hopefully this is the top, right? Hopefully we just came to test that POC and we're going to get the drop down now. But it's really hard to say that, right? I can't just like front run that without seeing more confirmation. We need to get candle closures, dailies and weeklies below 60,000, below 60.33%, right? But at the end of the day, a lot of people say no altcoin season. In my opinion, right? Like we just haven't seen the drop. If we saw this massive drop in Bitcoin dominance that we typically see during the altcoin seasons and only the meme coins on Solana were running, then I would be like, maybe the meme coins sucked out all the liquidity from alt season. season. We're not going to see a traditional alt season, but we haven't seen that, right? Like the only time we saw the actual altcoins run was on this little drop to the downside here, which we were prepared for and we were ready, right? But unfortunately, it wasn't the drop. We just got another higher high to come in here. So we just have to be careful. We have to be patient here, guys. And again, I'm not going to sit here and tell you hold on to your altcoins until they go to zero either, right? We have to assess the situation as it comes. And in my own personal situation, I bought a lot of my altcoins in the bear market, right? So I'm not panic selling my alts, and I'm not even, to be honest with you, in that much of a frenzy to buy the dip, right? Because I'm kind of already ready, and I'm kind of just still sitting on my bags, just waiting for things to play out. So, will we get no utility alt season this cycle? Maybe. It's not impossible, but in my opinion, like, we haven't really seen Bitcoin dominance drop like we typically see. So, I'm not really worried about it at this point, right? So, yeah, we'll see. We're going to take a look at Solana in just a second, but I do want to take a look at some of these local levels on Bitcoin real quick, guys. So let me go ahead and pull up the local levels here. So, obviously, I'll turn off the main range here so we can see a little bit better. So, here we are, right? Like, we're just still stuck in our major local annoying choppy sideways range here. We caught that scalp long here in the premium Discord last week. We got the push into the POC, push into the value area high, and what happens? We just wind up getting rejected once again, and we go back down to the lows. Now, at this point, I will say this, guys. If we are, right, this is just, we have to trade what we're given, right? So in the premium Discord, the only other thing we're looking at, other than waiting for our bigger levels to get hit with strong confirmations for the bigger trades, we're simply just scalping the heck out of this local range, right? I'll be honest, me personally, I've only taken a couple trades within this range because this is just garbage price action in my opinion, and it's just super low probability. I know I've been saying that a lot lately, but it's just the fact of the matter. So I've only taken a few stabs at longs in here, or just trades in general. I'm just holding my bigger short from the top here at about 102K in anticipation of hopefully seeing that continue down to the value area low. If not, I will stop out in profit and hopefully be in a long position from down here in the local range. But at the end of the day, guys, these are the local levels that we're looking at. Value area low sitting down here at $95,682, right? Because if we're just going to keep bing-bonging around here, we need something to do, right? So you can look at those local levels for the scalp longs and scalp shorts. But this is starting to form up to be, somewhat of an identifiable volume profile. Shorts at the highs, right? Longs at the lows as we deviate below. We did have a long setup here on this deviation below our value area low earlier today as we started putting in some bullish confirmations here. I did not see really what I wanted to see to enter into this. I wanted to see a swing failure of this level right down here. I even had the alert set, but it just never went through. But we did get some bullish divergences with money flow coming up. And shout out to the Mafia. Even without that SFP, some of the Mafia in the premium Discord was like, Frankie, I took that long, baby. I took that long below the low. And sure enough, guys, that setup did wind up getting us back in above this value area low. And locally, right, I kind of have to look at the local price action because the long term remains exactly the same. But if we are able to remain above this value area low at $95,705, we could potentially look for this to bring us back up to that POC, flip that POC, and get the move back up to our value area high. As we know, we do still have some local resistance here as well. But just trading this as a local range, just treating this as a typical volume profile as we always treat these until we get the bigger setups to present themselves. Now, I will say this, guys, if we are going to hold the higher lows that we were just talking about, and we are going to stay inside this range, and we are going to get the move up somehow, and we are going to shoot up to all-time highs. Frankie, just give me the all-time highs, bro. I don't care about the bearish case. Just tell me it's going up. I don't care if you're wrong. Just tell me it's going up. That's all I want to hear. I'll give you guys a sound kind of an assessment here, right? If we get, right, and again, like this is no different than the last time we were looking for the longs down here, right? We came down to that value area low. We deviate below. We know this is undervalued based off the relative price action, although I would still classify this as lower probability. You deviate below that local range low, get back into the range, go to the POC, go to the value area high. Get back below the value area high, get sucked back in, go to the POC, go back down to the value area low. And this has been a little bit more choppy up until now. Now we have this range, now we have this range actually looking somewhat cleaner. But, even on the ranges that we were looking at on this way up, we actually front ran the value area high that we rejected from up here. Now it looks nice and clean, but that's only because more price action developed. So definitely choppy, but there's still an identifiable range that you can get into those scalp positions in. So at this point, right, just treating this the same way. We got above that value area low. If we can hold this, we'll hope for a rotation above the POC into that value area high. And obviously, let me go ahead and... dang it, where'd that go? So this is our, from the high to the low, we have the golden pocket 786. 786 is confluent with that value area high, sitting at about 98 to 98.4. Right now, the question is, are we going to get a move up there and then just get another full rotation of the range, right? If we do this, guys, I'll tell you this right now. If we come up here and back down here, I'm going on vacation. That way, the day I leave for vacation, price can do something crazy. I can promise you that will happen, but I'm telling you right now, guys, if this happens, I'm taking 2 weeks off. I'm taking 2 weeks off the charts. I'm not trading. I'm just kidding. I'll probably never do that. But this would be absolutely brutal if that's the case, but that's kind of what we have to expect until we're proven otherwise. Now, if we get that push into the value area high, guys, there is a very key level that I am looking at in order to call for higher highs, or at least call for $102,000 to $103,000. Until this level gets broken, I'm anticipating this range to continue to get respected as it has here in the recent past. But if we get that shot up, guys, and we start flipping this value area high to support, this is kind of level number one. Value area high sitting at 98,424. Once we get above this, now we do still have some local resistance or Fibonacci retracement levels that we have to be careful of. But if we could really start getting above $99,000 to $100,000, this 786 retracement level sitting at about 100,800, technically, based off the Fibonacci retracements, would be the doorway to 102, 103, and potentially even higher. So doorway number one would just be to generally get out of this range, right? Come up to this value area high, break out, right? And hopefully start that move up to 100,800 or 100,700, we can call it. But you have your golden pocket sitting at 99,268. That's going to be local resistance until we could flip it. But once we get above about $100,000 to $100,700, guys, and start breaking above this, this is where I'm anticipating the move up into our macro value area high, sitting at $102,000 to $103,000, which you guys will know. Get ready, guys. These are fresh levels on the chart that you've never seen before. Sitting right up here at the value area high, the range that we've been looking at for the past 3 weeks. So yeah, well, this is really the doorway to higher prices. Really, I would say between 100,000 and 100,005, 100,007. Really, the 786 at 100,700. Once you get above that, I'm looking for the shot up to 103K. And then if we could flip this to support and we could start to see some of the money flow on Market Cypher B flip around, we can entertain the idea that maybe we can get a breakout. But I'm being very, very cautious here, guys. I need the bigger move to the high or a bigger move to the low before I can make any sound assessments on where I think price is going to go over the long term. Other than that, we're kind of just stuck. The nice thing is, as traders, we could just be stuck at looking into this kind of local range, right? And we're getting a push down back towards that value area low. So we'll see if we can hold that as support. But that's pretty much what I got for you guys. If you watched the live stream last Friday, last Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Monday, even the Tuesday, the Monday, the Friday, the before that, it's all remaining exactly the same as we just come sideways or just kind of continue to wiggle sideways here in a brutal, brutal, brutal fashion. Just viewing local range. I'll just give this to you guys so you can put it on your chart so you can keep an eye on it. Value area low at 95.7, POC at 96.750, and then you have, I'll just give you the value area high at about 98,363, right, or 98, almost 4. And then local resistances, right, is just going to be your Fibonacci levels pulled from this high to this low, gives you the golden pocket at 97,485 and the 786 at 98,076, right? So just looking inside this range until we can break out, and then once we start breaking out, I'm praying for a move above $100,000 to see a move into 102 to 103. If we continue down, if that money flow on the daily is going to be, and again, you might be saying to yourself, well, Frankie, we're getting back in that local range. Why aren't you just looking to the upside? And at the end of the day, it has to do with the daily red dot and a lot of these higher time frames that are really mixed up. And this is why I do remain a little bit, somewhat neutral, right? I would say I'm somewhat neutral. I have to say neutral, right? Because I would say I'm neutral and then cautiously optimistic, but what's cautiously optimistic, right? You're kind of just bullish and bearish at the same time. It's kind of hard to say. But if that daily red dot with the money flow is going to play out, again, I wouldn't be shocked to see this local range get disrespected, right? Because this choppy action is just super sketchy. So if we get, if this price comes down here, we lose the lows, next bigger levels that we're looking at are simply going to be within that larger range, right? And then that is really what I'm looking at for the next big moves. So there you go. That is what we're looking at, guys. Just another day of sideways price action on Bitcoin, which is absolutely, absolutely, absolutely brutal. Yeah, I was kind of hoping. I was like, you know what? We got a lot of sideways price action here. We're going into a weekend. We got plenty of room for price to move before we have to go live again. And here we are. Unbelievable. Shout out to Edward Torres. Said, hey, Frankie, what's the yellow squiggly line settings? Anchored VWAP, maybe that's what you're talking about. These anchored VWAPs. I'll give you a good screenshot my anchored VWAP settings. I just take off the band multipliers. So there you go. You could screenshot these settings if you do wish so. Let's see. It's about to go down, baby. Shout out to Nathan. Hey, I don't care what direction it goes in at this point. Let's see. I blame market makers. Shout out to Gordon. Yeah, I would go ahead and blame them as well. Yeah, I tried calling Satoshi, guys. I tried doing everything I could to send this thing, but it just, nothing's working. Nothing's budging. She just wants to sit there and go sideways. Price action be like merry-go-round. Yeah, yo, shout out to Kate Diggity. Absolutely. It is, it's, I mean, like I said, like the only thing where we can really look at here, right, why, if I had to lean a little bit in one direction, why would I lean bearish? Money flow on the daily. We're below the macro POC. And as long as we're below that POC, we are going to look for that continuation to the downside. But the difference here is oftentimes when we're below that POC, I'm like, guys, I'm expecting a continuation to the value area low. In this case, I'm not really expecting anything in a certain direction very strongly, just because of the weirdness that we have here with the mixed signals on Market Cipher B. I wouldn't be surprised if this thing either just kind of rips out of the range and comes up to 103 or breaks down here and the money flow continues playing out to the value area low. Like in that case, this happening first, I really sit in a 50-50 kind of stance. And I'm totally fine sitting on my hands and waiting for the next high probability moves other than just scalping these local ranges. And until then, until we get the bigger move, we are going to be using this local range to potentially and hopefully catch that move up, right? If we can get that long position to play out here in the premium Discord from the deviation below the low here, if we get the bigger move up, awesome. We get the big move up. If not, it continues down, and I hold my short position, which I've been holding for quite some time here, from $102,000. So yeah, just still sitting in that position absolutely brutally. There we go. Still sitting in this position over on Bluefin. Absolutely insane. So there we go. But I will say this, guys. The reason I say big move incoming is really because oftentimes when you get this when you get price action coiling up like this, typically a big move does follow. And I even tried, guys. We were looking for a potential short squeeze or long squeeze coming in. We were looking at the CVD, trying to figure out if there was going to be a long or short squeeze coming in here. And unfortunately, there's just nothing signaling towards a long squeeze or a short squeeze, at least from what I look for and the way we've done this successfully in the past. We had seen long consolidations. We were able to look at Coinalyze, realize that there was a short squeeze on the way, and it usually does play out, but we just don't see those signs popping up on the chart. And believe me, the second we start seeing that stuff, I'll be the first person to let you know. But yeah, just looking to hold this anchored VWAP value area low, see if we can get that continuation up. If we do continue to break down, potentially we could see that bigger drop to the value area low. Other than that, price action's kind of garbage, guys. So there you go. Let's see. S-coins and rug pulls damaging the market. Yeah, shout out to Mikey20. I do think there is some validity to that, right? I said this on I said this last week, right? Like people were asking me, Frankie, what's your opinion on the Solana trenches? And I think it's bad for crypto. I really do. I genuinely think I think all this stuff, maybe there's like a silver lining to it, but I do think overall it's a bad look on the market, right? Because and it's not that like all regulators are going to come in or anything like that, but really what it does is it's a lot easier to onboard normies into meme coins, right? And when you're looking at this in the Solana trenches, where 99% of these coins are rug pulls, right? This is not my opinion. A lot of people get in. They think they're going to get rich overnight on meme coins, right? Little do they know they're fighting against professional snipers, professional meme coin trench traders, right? People who have focused on this 18 hours a day forever. They're ready for the snipes. And the regular retail is going to get absolutely hammered in these markets, right? Especially in the meme coins. So a lot of these new people get in like, oh, I could get behind this. I know this meme. I can get behind this. From a narrative standpoint, it's very easy to get people onboarded, but 99% of people are going to get rug pulled. And then what happens when you get rug pulled for the 15th time and you're out of money? You're like, all right, screw this. This is a scam. All these people saying they're getting rich off meme coins is a scam. I don't think it's a scam. I think it's just less frequent than people like, people go to TikTok, right? And it just seems like every 15-year-old out there making millions of dollars. It's simply, does that happen? Yes. Is it as common as what social media portrays it as? Absolutely not. So most people just get in. They're like, you know what? Screw this. I'm getting wrecked on all my meme coins. This is a scam. I'm out, right? And I think that does damage the utility coins that usually get the run. But I do think if we see the meme coin trenches kind of, that narrative kind of like top out and fall, that's where we could start to get some of that liquidity pushed into the utility coins. So hopefully we can do that. Let's see. Bada boom, bada bing. Yeah, shout out to Toaster. Is that French Toaster? I don't think so. Shout out to Toaster, though. We like French Toaster and regular toasters. The total crypto market cap is exact same as bull market 2021. We need more money. Yeah, and that's the other thing, too. We talked about this last week, guys. Retail really hasn't come in yet. And I know that seems crazy, right? Bitcoin's at new all-time highs. Crypto president, right? Meme coins are going crazy. At the end of the day, guys, retail has not entered in the same capacity as it has in the previous cycles, right? Retail is just not here in the way that it was before. We have seen spikes up in social interest, right? But not to the levels in the 2021 bull market or previous bull markets at that, right? This is... they came back somewhat, but they're not all here. They're not all here. The even YouTube analytics, search term analytics, all the social sentiment is not as peaked as it was back here in 2021, which probably means what we need is a little bit of QE and a crazy altcoin season. And remember, guys, altcoin season typically comes in towards the end of the bull market. Retail really comes in towards the tail end of the bull market. Seeing all that retail come in, a lot of people are going to see that as the party is just getting started, and in a way it is, but you have to be ready have to have the understanding that alt season typically does come in closer to the end of the cycle, right? Retail comes in as everything's peaking, as everything's running up, and then that's usually like that last hurrah, right? You get that last run up, people make money, and then that's usually where the top comes in, and we get that big drop to the downside into a traditional bear market. So from that kind of point of view, I don't think, right, especially not seeing Bitcoin dominance drop like we typically have seen, and seeing that retail has not come in at that same capacity as previous cycles, we could still have a massive altcoin season. Sorry, I keep saying meme coin. Altcoin season ahead of us. Does that mean that just because Frankie Candle said that you should hold on to all your altcoins forever and buy the dip right this second? Obviously not, right? I'm in a different position than many people. I bought a lot of my altcoins in the bear market, so I'm a little bit more of a cushy position than people who may have bought in on the pumps. But if you did do that, don't feel bad. It's okay. Everybody does this. Just take it as a learning lesson, right? Just take it as next time things pump, just understand that it will go back down, right? A lot of people just think this stuff is never going to go down. Same thing with XRP and a lot of the altcoins. Everyone's just buying the tops. It seems funny, right? Because I feel like it was not that long ago where I was looking at XRP, which actually has been holding up very nicely here, to be quite honest. But I feel like it's not that long ago that I was looking at XRP telling people, you might not want to buy the tops here, guys. We're pumping. Be careful. Be careful. Same thing on Dogecoin. Everyone like, oh my God, should I buy Doge? It's doing really well. Should I sell this altcoin and put it into Doge? Doing really well. And I'm just like, I don't know. We just had a massive rip. You might not want to buy these giant green candles. And that's where everybody's like, what are you talking about, man? This is doing really good. I'm going to miss out on money. And that's why I never give financial advice here, guys. Well, number one, I can't. Number two, you should never just listen to what somebody says. But if you had not bought top of those green candles, you would not have to endure all this pain. And I think that's really the pain that we're seeing right now is a lot of people that came in at the top are now down. Give it, we're down about 56% and are now, sitting currently down, about 47%, right? That's, I think, where a lot of the pain is coming in at. A lot of people saying they're giving up on altcoins. There's no alt season. I see the sentiment very, very negative out there, which could be a potentially very, very strong bottom signal, right? Not saying that it has to be the bottom right now, but it could be getting close to a bottom because sentiment is absolutely garbage out there. Everyone's fed up with crypto, especially with the meme coins. Everyone's getting rugged. Everyone's finally getting fed up with that stuff. And yeah, at this point, I'm not panic selling all my stuff just yet. And, not that you should just do what I'm doing. Please don't do that, actually. Not financial advice, but I can only really share with you guys what I am doing with my money and, hope you can learn something from it. Let's see. Shout out to Caspa said, made 20K off Tara using the volume profile strategy you taught. It's looking like soul of this cycle. What level should I keep an eye out for? Thank you. Shout out to Caspa. Congrats on your gains, bro. Hey, the volume profiles are absolutely goated and why I teach them here every single weekday at 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for free every single day. Let's see. But yeah, we could try to take a look at, what was it? I could try to take a look at Tara. Let's see. Oh, yeah, Polygon. I remember that one. Haven't heard a peep about Matic in a long time. Yeah, shout out to Golden. Yeah, Matic. I guess we'll have to look up Paul. Yeah, well, maybe we'll take a look at this in a minute. But yeah, I don't know. It seems that rebrands are oftentimes, I'm not saying Polygon is dead. I'm not saying it's bad tech. I'm not saying it's a dead project. It could be. But rebrands on these projects are very often not a good thing. I'm sure there's examples of rebrands being good for projects, but I don't know. In my experience, it doesn't ever seem to be a very, very good thing. And Polygon is kind of a good example of that right now. Let's see. Can we take a look at Telcoin? Yeah, we can try to take a look at Telcoin. And I will take a look at the alts here in just a second, guys. Again, Bitcoin just doing its thing. So if you want to watch the local levels, here they are. All right, we're actually testing that value area low right now. So yeah, we'll see if we can hold above that value area low for a potential move back up to the high. But until then, scrub back to the beginning of the show or watch any of my live streams from last week, and you will know exactly what we're looking at here on Bitcoin. Let's see. I remember Kevin O'Leary pushing Matic. Maybe. Shout out to it's the Gold Man, Pengu. Yeah, I want to actually take a look at Pengu as well. Let's see. Bada boom, bada bing. Okay, so let's continue on here. I'm gonna take a look at Ethereum, guys. Trying to make sure I'm not missing anything in chat. I was still retail in 2020. Shout out to Jennifer. Let's go. Shout out to Jennifer. Hopefully, again, I classify retail, anyone who's not trading with tens or hundreds of millions of dollars. So technically, I'm still retail, and I know a lot of people in here probably are as well. But we like to trade. You don't have to have whale money to trade like a whale, which is really the basis of most of our strategies here. Price suppression, potentially. Shout out to Gordon. Let's see. Shout out to Alfonso, said, you know what really grinds my gears? Forgetting I'm in a trade after smoking and then getting liquidated like a man. Shout out to Alfonso. Good Lord. Please do not drink or smoke and trade, guys. Very dangerous situation. Shout out to you, bro. BTC going sideways or going to the upside soon. Market. Shout out to Gilly. I would probably agree with that. At some point, it will go back up. I'm just a regular retailer. Shout out to Jennifer. But yeah, let's go ahead and take a quick look at Ethereum, guys. As we are here, just continuing to go sideways. Again, guys, probably going to be a little bit of a shorter stream here because there's really not a ton to look at here. Key levels on Ethereum, guess what? They remain exactly the same. Key level to the downside, value area low, $2,500, right? This is the new local range that we're looking at. This is different. You might say, Frank, what about that $3,000 value area low that we were talking about? Well, that's now above us. I won't go over the whole thing, but this is really the local context that I'm looking at. For Ethereum here, is Ethereum dead? I highly doubt it, right? Like, this is not something, I do not fall in the camp that Ethereum's dead because it has high gas fees. No one's ever going to buy it again. I've heard this 500 times in every, in previous cycles. Everybody goes, ETH's not going to get a rip this cycle. Fees are too high. Another project's going to come take like this cycle it's Solana. Solana's going to take its spot. Maybe it does. But at the end of the day, Ethereum not making new all-time highs. I've heard it a million times. Gas fees are high. Everyone's using a different chain. It's not good enough. It's never going to get a new all-time high. And they've been wrong every single time. Are they going to be right eventually? I mean, a broken clock is right once a day, twice a day. But I don't fall in that camp, right? I'll tell you this. If Ethereum, if it's not going to rip from the low being in here at 21, 23, I will tell you the next key level of support I will be looking at is sitting down here between $2,100 and $2,000, where we have a monthly naked point of control, as well as some liquidity sitting below. I don't know if we're going to get a move all the way down there, but if we got to move down here, everybody's saying ETH is dead. And I'll be honest with you guys, I'm looking for longs down here. I may even pick some more up on spot down here if we get the move, assuming that everything doesn't look like trash when we get down there. But that is, shout out to Date Digital said ETH is like Ask Jeeves. Yeah, I mean, I would agree, right? Like, of course it is more expensive, although that might change soon or is changing actively. But, I mean, I agree with that, right? Like Ethereum is definitely, there are other chains out there that are better, right? Like there's a reason why everyone's using Solana right now. It's so easy to get on, so easy to use, and there's a reason for that, right? You don't have to pay crazy gas fees, all this good stuff. So I 100% agree with that. I just don't think that that is going to equate to ETH never making an all-time high. But I do definitely agree that, we are going to see this, right? Like you have to understand, in the .com bubble, we did not know which companies were going to make it and which ones weren't, right? Like we have things like Netscape, Ask Jeeves, AOL, which I guess is still around. We have all these coins. I guess you could technically call them coins, like the same thing. But you have all these companies. You don't know, like the hottest, newest thing is eventually going to be old and outdated. I remember when Ask Jeeves was the Google, right? I remember when I would go to Ask Jeeves all the time. And then eventually it just winds up not being one that sticks around. And we are going to see that in crypto. I do genuinely believe that, outside of at least Bitcoin and maybe even Ethereum because of the institutional adoption, right? We have the ETFs and Bitcoin being, digital gold. I think that might be a little bit of a an exception to that rule, right? Because people aren't buying this because of the output of a company or like the dividends, right? Like you're really just buying it as a store of value. So, is Bitcoin going to be the Ask Jeeves or the Yahoo or whatever, internet company that went under or isn't as popular anymore? Will it be like that? I think it would be much more likely to be in a situation like gold. Is everybody buying gold and putting it in their safe because that's money? No. But do people still buy it as a store of value? Yes. Are people going to be using Bitcoin as money? Maybe not, right? There's other things that are much faster and better for transacting on a day-to-day basis. But are people still going to buy Bitcoin as a store of value? I do think that is probably going to be the case, especially with all the ETFs. And, same thing with Ethereum as well. We'll have to see how it shakes out. But then, we'll see. We'll see what happens. But, yeah, I would 100% agree with that, Dave. But, yeah, I just don't think it will equate to ETH not making an all-time high. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But I don't know. I hear it every time. ETH, Pengu, Tara, Sol. Let's see. We'll try to take a look at some of those. Bada boom, bada bing. Used to take old AOL free discs and shoot them as skeet. Yo, shout out to Crypto Crabman. I've never done that, but that sounds like a great idea. I've shot skeet. I've shot plenty of skeet, but I have not shot floppy disk skeet. I should have done that, though. That would have been fun. But anyway, let's continue on here. Shout out to Jesse. Said, so they banned me for chatting. Shout out to Jesse. Jesse, it'll be a cold day. It'll be a cold day before they ban you in chat, bro. Shout out to Jesse. We will not let that happen. You're not talking about us. I was going to say, Jesse, there's not a shot you're getting banned in our chat. But you must be talking about somebody else. But yeah, let's continue up. Pull! Oh, God, skeet. If you guys have not been skeet shooting, go have yourself some fun. But anyway, let's continue on here. So for Ethereum, guys, key level of support as of right now, value area low, $2,500. If we start, I'll pull the fibs here. If we lose... let me pull this on a lower time frame so I can make sure I get it accurately. Bada boom, from the low to the high here. Yeah, so, right now, value area low 2,500 is going to be a key level of support. Golden Pocket is sitting just below. I mean, this isn't confluent, right? Like, we just don't have the confluence here. So I'm not even really going to look at this at this moment. I would just say value area low $2,500, like very similar to Bitcoin, right? Like this is your choppy range, right? Like whether you want to pull it from the high here, you can look at it like this. You have your lows, your highs, or if you want to pull it from the low here, this would be another way I'd be potentially looking at it. Very similar ranges. So locally, you're just kind of in this choppy range. And I'll be honest with you guys, like a lot of these coins are like not in a trading territory for me, right? Unless they get a bigger move up to this high here, which again has the Golden Pocket naked point of control confluence between about $29.30 and $3,000. That's our next key level that I'd be looking for shorts at. But at the end of the day, right, like you kind of have this like range high right here, right? You have like your range high right here, and then you kind of have your range low right here. So like to be honest, for the bigger trades, I'm not really interested unless we come in and break this high, look for a new trade, or break this low and look for a new trade. Other than that, you're kind of stuck in this kind of garbage low probability range that we have here, right? So unless you're trading this, and this is even uglier than it is on Bitcoin, I'm sitting out here, right? I'm waiting for a bigger move to take another trade on ETH. Now, if we get the drop down, I don't know how likely it is that we're going to get that. But if you did fill the wick to the low here, I will say I'm probably, again, very interested in this level down here between $2,100 and $2,000. Hopefully we don't have to see that. But if not, just waiting for this thing to pick a direction here, guys. If we get the continuation up, right? Let's say we stay above the value area low. Maybe we don't even go back down there. Golden Pocket about $3,000 with the daily naked point of control at about $3,000 is the next key level. Flip that daily naked point of control. I'm looking to come up in here to the value area high 786 POC, sitting between about $3,100 to about $3,200. And then once we get up there, guys, I'm not gonna lie, whole lot of resistance up there, a ton of resistance up here. This is nasty. We don't. Ugh. That's big, right? So once we get up there, I would definitely be looking for long positions. Hopefully we can just, send it. But we'll assess the situation once we get up there. We have a lot of resistance above there. Just waiting for this thing to pick a direction. If I could tell you what I would prefer, this is what I would prefer. And what I prefer is not what I think is most likely. I want to make that clear. What I would prefer, I would love this, right? I would love this. Again, not saying this is the more likely scenario. I would kind of still put a 50-50 shot on this. What I would love is to fill this wick, to be quite honest with you guys. I know nobody wants, and this is going to be brutal for the altcoins, right, if that does happen. I would love to come on down here, and I'll show you exactly why. Let's turn off the dailies, weeklies, monthly MPOC, weekly MPOC, daily MPOC. Let's pull out the macro volume profile, guys. I would love this. Let's be honest, right? You get below the value area. You can't get back above the high. Bearish retest on the high. You start moving down towards that POC. We tested that POC, front ran the value area low, and we do still have some liquidity left below these wicks. It's not a lot, but we do have liquidity sitting below those wicks. And if we do see a fill of that wick here, guys, that monthly naked point of control that we have sitting just below, I mean, this is just nice for me. This is a great place. This is, in my opinion, the risk to reward for looking for longs here on Ethereum, or even just buying the dip on Ethereum. The risk to reward here is not that bad. We're already down to the bottom of our macro range from the 2021 bull market. Like, keep in mind, guys, no one's going to want to buy Ethereum until it's up here. This is where everyone's going to start talking about ETH and wanting to buy ETH. So at the end of the day, personally for me, I have not bought anything yet. Again, I've been very I'll be honest, I wish I took a vacation the past 2 weeks because I haven't really taken too many trades. I'm holding my short on Bitcoin. I took a couple stabs at some scalp longs on Bitcoin. But other than that, like, this is just gross price action. I would love to fill this wick down to these key levels. And if that were to happen, this is a huge level to look at on Ethereum, guys. Huge. So I would prefer that to happen. Again, I don't know if we're going to be lucky enough for that. Is that wick front run here, good enough to just continue back up here to the value area high? Potentially. But that's why I'm looking at this local May 2022 range as well. So, what I do like here is if we do get another move down, right, we do have opportunities. This daily does look like it may want to print a daily bullish divergence. What level is that going to come in on if we do get it? It's very hard to say. Maybe it comes in on this POC. Maybe it actually comes in on this value area low, slight deviation below. I would love, maybe it comes in on your golden pocket, right? Your local golden pocket here. Whoops, let me just pull it right there, right about here, right? Come down, put in a daily bullish divergence here. I mean, we'll see, right? We'll see once we get that next red dot. If we get the push down, we start to see that bull div start to form. That's where we can say, hey, we have a golden pocket 786 here. If we want to hold a higher low here, right? If we want price to go boom, 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 right, and continue to the upside, this would be the high probability area to do that in. So hopefully we can get that to happen. But until we get a move down to one of these bigger key levels, guys, I can't be looking for trades. It's a sit on your hands and wait situation for me personally, unless, again, you're trading that low hyper local range that I just showed, which I'm personally not, at least on Ethereum. So there we go. Let's see. Pennywise, what is going on, man? Shouting out Wick in the mix. Wick's in the mix. Shout out to Wick589. Said, what up, Jesse? Shout out, Jesse. What's going on, Wick? Welcome in. Good to see you here. Wick, Wick said she's present within me. I guess he's talking about Wick's wife, Fine89. Let's see. Let's check in on our vote here. Says, what's next? 95K, all of the above. I love that. 48% of people say all of the above. Between 90, yeah. I mean, really, 95K is, you guys are funny, man. So, yeah, we'll see. I mean, I guess if we're going off recent price action here, the highest probability would be what we've had for the past few days, past couple weeks, which would be about 95, 96K. So I guess most people are probably right there. All the above. Yeah, this is this is the winning answer for sure. So yeah, if I had to take a guess, what comes first, 102K, 103K, or 91 to 92K, me personally, I would be answering that question with one vote for up, one vote for down, guys. 50. So what do you say the survival rates for this? 50-50. I don't even know what that's from. I think it's from War Dogs. Shout out to anybody who watched War Dogs. If you have not seen that movie, guys, go check out that movie. It's nothing to do with crypto. All right, so let's go ahead and continue on. We took a look at Ethereum. I'm selling my girlfriend. I need more Bitcoin. Shout out to Toaster. Hey, I could never sell Mrs. Candles, but if I had I consider Mrs. Candles a life partner. But if I just had some willy-nilly girlfriend, I probably would have sold her a long time ago. But I could never get rid of Mrs. Candles. By the way, Mrs. Candles is one of the biggest tools that we have to pump Bitcoin. Let me see if we can get her in here and see if we can get a push to the upside. Come on up here, Mrs. Candles. Almost thought she didn't have any clothes on. Pump it. All right, everybody, sniff them. Sniff them. Sniff them, Mafia. I don't know why you're sniffing through the mic, but sniff them. Noses in the chat. Pump this thing, Mrs. Candles. If you're new here, Mrs. Candles sniffing that hand can pump Bitcoin from time to time, guys. There we go. Sniff them. Hands in the chat, baby. Let's go. She's smoking hot. Shout out to Hollywood. Hey, man, that's my girl. I appreciate that, though. I'll take that as a compliment. Yeah, only the 10 out of 10s for Frankie Candles. I'm not going to lie. Did you see the lips on her? Look at the lips on her. What do you think about a hedge from the current level? Possible never close one of those. Shout out to Vitality, or maybe it says Vitality. I can't really see that. It says, what do you think about a hedge from the current level? I assume it depends. Are you in a long or a short? I don't know which way you're trying to hedge, but that will definitely matter. So let me know, and I'll try to give you oh, God. Shout out to Robo Balls. Let's see. The sweet smell of plastic, baby. Let's go. Shooting skeet. Yeah, if you guys are ever wondering what I'm doing, I'm shooting skeet, and I'm sniffing hands. Oh, God, we need Bitcoin to move, guys. We're going to get banned on YouTube. Let's see. Okay, so, all right, let's continue on here. Let's take a look at some of these other alts. We took a look at ETH. I'll take a look at Solana. And shout out to Crypto Billy. Thank you for the impromptu. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the impromptu alt list. Let me go ahead and pin the dang thing. I almost hit him. I almost hit you, bro. I got to be careful with these. Why can't I replace the pinned message? I can't replace the pinned message for some reason. But I'll just keep here. What do we got? We got Ada Dot Polygon and Rob's birthday. Shout out to Crypto Billy. Let's go, baby. Shout out to Toaster, said I need to go to sleep, bro. Shout out to you, man. Thank you for tuning in, and we will see you mañana. But yeah, let's go ahead and take a quick look at Solana. Oh, man. Solana, guys. What was that level on Solana we looked at on Friday? It was the 786 Fibonacci retracement. If we lost that 786, guys, it did open the door to potentially get the move down to our value area high, which we have not hit yet, but the doorway is definitely open here, guys. The doorway is definitely open. Our 2-day money flow is crossing over into the red. I'll be honest with you guys, I'm not going to spend a ton of time on the altcoins here just because everything's kind of iffy, right? Everything's kind of just like waiting on Bitcoin to make a move. But 2-day money flow crossing over into the red, that is bearish. I cannot come up with a different argument for that. This would indicate that the trend is likely to continue to the downside. VWAP got rejected at the 0 line. You could see like even the attempts that we have, like even on Friday with the 2-day green dot printing on a lot of this stuff, it looked better than it had over the past few days. But at the end of the day, it's just still just getting rejected at the 0 line, just super low probability. But we lose that 786, and now the next key level does remain to be here at the value area low of the range here. And just to kind of put this into context for you guys, let me pull some of these fibs. Pull it from the low, to the high. And yeah, this is really what I'm looking at, right? We lost the local 786. This opens the door, and just to understand here, the reason I'm not really paying attention to this macro golden pocket is because we have already pretty much come down and touch this exact same level a bunch of times. But we are holding a macro golden pocket here. So, technically you can mark this off, right? This is pulled from the absolute low of our previous range all the way up to the high of our current range up here. If you don't hold this, right, 786 is the doorway to the value area high, and that stands true, right? You do have that golden pocket that you're starting to get a bounce off of right now. But if you don't hold this, guys, like that level is going to be the value area high. 167.24. That's your next key level, right? So you can understand the golden pocket is there, but I'm just going to hide it for now because it's been tapped, right? And the fact that we're losing the 786, if we can't reclaim that 786, I'd be still looking for this move down here at $167. And I know these, even when we looked at this over the past couple of weeks, I know they seem like crazy levels, but it only takes a couple days, right, to be like, oh, wow, that wasn't that crazy of a level, right? I almost feel like almost every single time I bring up lower levels, and I'm like, I hate to bring these levels up. They seem kind of like irrelevant, but if we get a quick drop down, I want you guys to be ready. And, more often than not, those levels do get hit time and time again. So I'm glad that I bring them up. We did not come down to this level just yet, but I don't feel as crazy now calling for this potential $167 hit, right? Lose that 786, opens up the door to that value area high. This is simply the next level I'm going to be looking at. If you come down here, this is the key level because not only do we really want to bounce from here, but once you get down here, this is the doorway to potentially lower prices. Because if we get stuck under this value area high, guys, we could be on our way to that POC. And the reason this does actually, there's more than one thing pointing towards this level, right? Number one, the 2-day money flow crossing over into the red. Our daily money flow is now or still in the red here. And on top of that, once you lose, right, what do you also have on this POC, guys? You have the 786 Fibonacci retracement. And when we pull that golden pocket back up, you lose this golden pocket, what's the next level you're going to be looking at, right? Like, let me pull up a clean chart. I'm going to pull that same exact fib retracement from the low to the high. This is what we're hitting. If you lose this golden pocket, just looking at the Fibonacci retracements, you lose this golden pocket, where are you looking to? You're looking down to that 786. That 786 is at 150. Come back over to our current chart. This 786, 150, right? So very simply put, if you can't hold on to that golden pocket, you could be anticipating the 786, right? That's just the next likely place for price to go and get a reaction from. Now, when you bring this back over to the volume profile perspective, when you lose your value area high, where are you looking at? You're looking down towards the POC sitting at $143, right? And that's where you have that 786 POC confluence, which is why you really don't want to lose this value area high. Very high probability of coming down here. I do not want Solana to go to 142 to 150. I do not want this range to come in. But the charts, if we got stuck under this value area high, would definitely be calling for a move down there. And when you have things like the 2-day money flow crossing into the red, the daily money flow in the red, and a lot of these other time frames that are just kind of flat on money flow are coming out, it's definitely in the cards, right? So your last level of defense, if you don't bounce off this golden pocket, is definitely going to be that value area high. Once you start losing this, could be, another, give me that dang percentage here. Could be another, 11 to 15, 14% drop down to the middle of this range. And, if we look at this from a high time frame perspective, is this something I'm worried about? Is this the end of Solana? I mean, we did put in the, let's see here. Right, we did put in that all-time high, $294, almost $300. But at the end of the day here, I mean, this is kind of hard to do, right? Because Solana's had a weird story play out. This isn't a typical, come down into the 2022 bear market. You had this thing go to almost zero, which is pretty crazy. So, it's kind of hard to, base this off, a traditional bear market. Where would that traditional bear market have come in if we didn't have the whole FTX thing happen? Kind of hard to say. Most of these other coins lows came in June 2022, I guess you could call it. Right? June-ish, April. Yeah, June-ish, 2022, 2023. Yeah, the 2022, 2023 lows. Yeah, it's really kind of hard to say where this would. It's really hard to analyze this just because that huge drop to $8 or whatever. But at the end of the day, is this something to be worried about? I mean, in my opinion, again, I really wouldn't be as worried until we start once we lose this value area high. If we start losing that 786, that's where things get a little bit more worrisome for me. But this 786 is probably Bitcoin at about $80,000, right? So, but yeah, I would just stick with this chart. This is what I'm looking at. Lost the 786. Indeed got the move to the downside. Question is, are we going to hold this little golden pocket? Or should I say bigger golden pocket? Or are we just going to continue down to the lows? For me personally, I would much rather see a continuation down to the lows. If not, you got to get a pretty big rip up here, reclaim the 786 for a move up. But even here on the 45-minute, you got a fresh red dot. I'd probably be leaning more towards a move to the lows. So there you go. Or not the lows, I should say, just this value area high. These local lows. So, Solana to $170. I mean, we're almost there already, but we'll see. We'll see. Those are definitely going to be the key levels I'm watching, though. Solana is what is wrong with crypto. Shout out to Brent Adams. Says, when people get tired of it, all that money is flowing into better stuff. Can't wait. Yeah, shout out to Brent. That's what we're hoping for, baby. Shout out to Brent. We were just talking about that. Hopefully, we could get that to play out. Let's see. Shout out to Alfonso, said, thank you, Lord, for gathering us today to absorb this knowledge, wishing much success for everybody. Shout out to Alfonso, and we're wishing, shout out to you, man. And we're here dishing out the free sauce here on a Monday. Oh, my God, guys, I'm not going to lie. Can I be transparent with you guys? I'm transparent with you every day and every minute of this live stream, but if I could really be transparent, this is rough for me, guys. I'm having a rough time. I mean, I'm fine, obviously, but this is rough, guys. Coming up and doing these live streams when Bitcoin is just sideways, it gets really hard. It's just there's nothing to talk about. You try to keep it exciting, and yeah, that's why I just try to take a look at the altcoins and try to break down things into smaller ranges for you to give you at least some tradable price action. But I'll be honest with you guys, I always talk to Tony D about this or Mrs. Candles about this because it does get the last thing I ever want to do is not do live streams. I want to be here every single day for you guys, and I am for the most part, other than little weird things here and there that I have to do. But at the end of the day, I talk to Mrs. Candles, I talk to Tony D, and I say, at the end of the day, man, if I did not have a YouTube channel, if I did not have the Discord or anything like that, which I love, right, because this is what keeps me busy, but I probably would not even be on the charts for the past couple of weeks. I would have these alerts set, and I would be out doing something, right? Letting my trades play out and just waiting for the next key level, outliving my life. But it is getting really brutal in here on the sideways price action. And I know everybody else is feeling the pain too. If you're not feeling the pain from your altcoins bleeding, you're feeling the bore sesh of sitting in these sideways markets. And like, not only are we sideways here, we're like just kind of sideways in general. So not only are we like dealing with a long-term consolidation here, now we're dealing with consolidation inside the consolidation, which is double boring. And it is so brutal. But I try to keep things as entertaining as possible for you guys. Just stream Mrs. Candle's hands the whole time while soothing music when Bitcoin is being boring. Shout out to Golden Child. Maybe we should do that. Just get Mrs. Candles up here to sit here and just do the live streams. All right, let us continue on here. Shout out to Gilly Wicks. Shout out to Gilly Wicks. And open a risky trade to entertain us. Yeah, you know what? I'm probably gonna take some polls on this, guys, because we could have a lot of fun making some risky trades, and maybe even high probability risky trades. But yeah, I mean, we could do that too. Like, come on the 1 minute here and just start degen trading the 1 minute with 100x leverage. That would kind of be entertaining. It kind of goes against everything I teach, which is kind of the headwinds that I have on doing something like that. But it does make for some fire content and just for fun in these boring times. So maybe we'll do like I don't know. We have some ideas. I just really don't want to teach against or do. I don't want to not practice what I preach, right? Because I very much practice what I preach, and I don't want to get up here and take a bunch of degenerate trades, and then people are like, "Yeah, you're not practicing what you're preaching," and I'll be like, "You're right." Maybe we'll do it on like a gambling live stream or something. I don't know. Let's see. All right, let's continue on here. Don't teach us don't teach bad habits. Yeah, shout out to stupid Bitcoin. Yeah, that's really what it comes down to. At the end of the day. Because here's the thing. Here's the reality of it, guys. If I put, a bunch of big trades on here on the 1 minute, and even, some of them might be, if we sat here and there was a high probability setup, we would take it, and it wouldn't be a degenerate position. But in order to enter trades while live, there has to be some, it goes against exactly what I teach, which is let the trade come to you, right? So to come out here and hunt for like random places to long and short is just really teaching against what are really going against what I teach, but it would be entertaining. It'd be much more entertaining than looking at this price action. But and at the end of the day, I don't want anyone seeing, right? Like I enter like a super high leverage, and at the end of the day, guys, if I did do that, I would be doing it with like I could 100% afford to lose all the money that I'm using, right? I don't want someone seeing me get the 100x $200,000 trade that pays out 30K, right? And then they think they're going to be able to do that same thing, not understanding all the stuff that I teach here every single day. So it's a really sticky situation. But NY language included. Shout out to Pennywise. That would be fun. Maybe we'll start doing that. Maybe we'll start doing that in the premium a little bit. But again, I can't really make it degen. Okay, so let's continue on here. Took a look at Solana, took a look at Ethereum, and let's take a look at Cardano. I saw a bunch of people asking for Cardano. We'll take a look here again. Just literally sitting sideways here, right? Just kind of bing bong. It's even hard for like education right now, right? Like a lot of the stuff we teach is like we need that stuff to get triggered in order to act on it, right? So it's like I can't even like even the volume profiles are just like, it's like everything is just like not moving or interacting with anything. So it's like even the volume profiles, I feel like on any given day, you could tune into this live stream and see something that we talked about the day before play out perfectly according to the TA. It's just hard to say here. It's just nothing's happening. So, on Cardano, like your key level of support has held here. I mean, we came down here on the 9th. That was a while ago. We got to fulfill that range. We're holding above this value area high. I mean, that's nice to see, locally. Daily red dot incoming. I'll be honest, guys. The way the daily looks here, I mean, I'm not saying that you can't continue up. I'll say this. If you do continue up, key levels remain exactly the same. 91 to 95 cents. That's your key level of resistance. If you continue down, I would really like to see the next daily red dot play out, because if we get that next daily red dot, like a couple of the other things that we just looked at, I would love to see some kind of a daily bullish divergence form here to give us an idea that there is a stronger bottom at play, right? Maybe it comes in on the POC of the previous range. Maybe you get a little deviation back into the range here. Let me see where our golden pocket is. Bada boom. Whoops. Where's this golden pocket? Where's this dang golden pocket at? Come on. Yeah, I mean, we'd have to wait for this to play out. Again, I don't know if we're going to get this. Money flow is, technically trying to come to the upside here, which is pretty nice for Cardano on the 8-hour daily. still kind of, in my opinion, looks like you might want to come down here one more time. And if that gives you a lower low on price action, potentially into this golden pocket POC zone, that would be kind of the next area I would be looking for a strong bottom to come in at. Problem here is if you're able to find a bounce, you have to be careful because you could potentially get accepted into this range for a bigger drop down. But yeah, I maybe come down to this value area high, but at this point, this is like a sit on my hands and wait situation, right? I mean, unless you're looking at this like this, right, where you're looking for a fake out of the highs, for a move back down to the range low. Other than that, I mean, for me personally, right, to look for a long position here, where's my stop loss have to go, right? Unless I'm looking hyper locally, like even if you longed right here, your stop loss for the invalidation of this trade as a swing would really be below this wick, which is a pretty garbage stop loss. It's a 26% stop loss, right? So, like, I can't really – and then, like, even to short here, right, unless it's like a scalp short, right, with my stop loss above these previous highs, where's my stop loss have to go above? It has to go above here, which is a 23% stop loss, right? So, like, for a big trade to the downside, I really have to put my stop loss up here. And for a big rip to the upside, my stop loss has to go down here. And I just don't trade with that big of a stop loss. I mean, I could, but it would have to be a very small position size. So – for me personally, like, I'm just waiting for this thing to break to get a better trade. But, at the end of the day, I'd put pretty low probability on an up or down situation here. If I had to guess, I'd say 50-50, right? I hate saying that, right? But at the end of the day, sometimes there's just no clear signals on the chart. 4 hour, money flow, choppy AF. Green, we're in the red, we're back in the green, we're back in the red, we're back in the green. VWAP's coming down. Are you going to get pulled back into the green? In an environment like this, I wouldn't put, I wouldn't put it past it, right? I wouldn't put it past Cardano to fake that back out into the red. So for me personally, if you continue up, I can give you the key levels here. Golden pocket starting at 91 cents into the value area low at about 95 cents, right? That's your key resistance until proven otherwise. Get above the value area low. You have your 786 POC, which is sitting here between about $1.02 and $1.07. So that is pretty much what I would be looking at if you get the push up. And these fibs are sound, right? So if we are, right, taking a look at something like the 2-day, right, this money flow, VWAP rolling over, if this money flow is going to continue down here and cross over into the red to give you a continuation of your downtrend, what would you be looking for? Well, me personally, I'd be looking for lower highs to come in at the golden pocket or the 786 Fibonacci retracements. These are the high probability areas to put in a lower high and continue down. So that's what I would be looking at. If you get up into these levels and flip this value area low to support and your money flow starts to fake out in a big way, you see a huge daily money flow crossover into the green, your 2-day starts coming up aggressively, maybe you can identify that as a fake out on money flow. But just based off of what we're seeing here, I would have to, if this money flow crosses into the red, identify this as a continuation of the trend to the downside. So we got to be careful here and we got to be careful there. Until then, I'm waiting for the move into this level or the move into this level. Very simply put. Let me jump in further into chat here real quick. Let's see. Bada boom, bada bing. All right, let's continue on here. Yo, Frankie, what's up, bro? I had success trading ETH on the lower time frames with volume profiles, bro. All credit to you. Shout out to Felix, baby. Let's go. Let's go. Congrats, bro. And this is what I love to see, guys. Taking what we teach here and putting it into effect, right? Putting it into or applying the actual knowledge and making money. I love when people in the Discord are making money off our trade setups that we put in there with the confirmations. But what I really love to see, guys, which believe it or not, I don't know if every creator would love to see this, but I do. And I love it when I see our members using our strategies, using what they've learned on things that I'm not even looking at. I like to see our Discord making money trading stuff that may not be a direct setup that was in the Discord. And a lot of people will be like, well, hey, man, this is why people like to gatekeep their strategies, right? Because they figure if they teach all these people how to trade and they're able to go make money on their own, then they're not going to be able to make money, right? They're like, well, how am I going to make all that money on my Discord if I teach people how to trade? Do you see the conflict of interest there? My goal is that people graduate from my Discord and go off to be profitable traders. And to be honest with you guys, the chances are if you become a profitable trader by learning our strategies, You're probably not going to worry about that monthly payment on a Discord anyway, and you're probably going to want to stay around like-minded people, but you could see the conflict of interest there, right? A lot of people with Discords, and I'm not saying, there's a lot of good Discords out there as well, but I'm just saying, like, a lot of people, like, they don't want to share the secret sauce because they're afraid if they turn people profitable, they're not going to get that dollar from them every month, and that's not what I'm focused on, right? I like to see people making money. It excites me more when people make money on their own setups from learning what we teach, and some people just get the information here from the live stream. They're not even in the premium Discord, and they're able to kind of dissect it and then go off and do some work on their own to become profitable. And that's what I like to see. I don't care about our Discord revenue or anything like that, right? Like, the most important thing to me is to turn people into profitable traders. And not a lot of people can say that. That's one thing I'm extremely proud of. Not a lot of people can say that. So anyway, but let's see. Penguins and cats and dogs. Shout out to Gordon. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Let's see. The real secret sauce is no secrets around here. Yeah, shout out to K Diggity. Let's get it. Let's get it. 4 Hour Green dot confirmed. Let's go. Send Bitcoin to the moon, baby. Send it to the moon. Hashtag find your people. Shout out to Jesse. Let's get it, baby. Let's get it. But yeah, let's continue on here. Let's see. We took a look at Cardano. Let's see. Tara is a solid play. Let's take a look at Tara. Take a look at it on MEXC here. I do not know. Let me see here. I don't know a ton about this project, so let me just pull it up, get an idea of what we're looking at here. But I will take a look at the chart here. Taraxa. Let's see. The live. Hang on one second. Where is the? Is an EVM compatible smart contract platform based on TGRAPH consensus, utilizing BlockDAG, enabling Web3 to solve real world problems. Shout out to Taraxa. Taraxa. I think that's how you say that. But anyway, let's jump into the chart here and see if we can get anything interesting. All right, so let's see here. 4-day money flow coming up. That doesn't look that bad. Let's see. Daily money flow coming up, but the VWAP is coming down. Now, remember, money flow indicates a longer-term trend, so if you get the daily red dot, you could get a little pullback here, but money flow would be trending in the right direction. 16-hour money flows in the green. That would be nice for a continuation to the upside as well. So just very naturally, let's see here. Boom. So I'll take a look at this volume profile. Whoops. Take a look at that volume profile. Let's take a look at, yeah, this one's hard. I'd really like to pull this from here, but it may be. Okay, so you have an upper value area here. Or upper value area here. Let me just mark out these levels. Boom, boom. POC, value area high, value area low, POC, value area high. So we rejected this POC. I mean, yeah, this is, came back down in, lost POC, went to the low, break back out. Actually, this is probably the range we want to be looking at. So, yeah, you have this local range. This is pretty local, though, so I'm actually going to get rid of this. Not that it's not relevant, but I would rather, come on, give me this dang profile. And I'm going to pull this range. Come on. There we go. All right, so let me get rid of this. And we'll take a look at this. This may be... Okay, so let's go low, POC, value area high. All right, so this will be the bigger range. I actually like this one pretty good. So, yeah, as of right now, I would say you're attempting to get accepted into this upper value. You got to hold above this value area low at 0.00795 if you want to continue up in here further. To the POC at about 0.010, flip that POC, value area high technically sitting at 0.015. I don't know if you're going to get here anytime soon. But I actually don't hate money flow on this, right? 16-hour money flow crossover into the green, daily green money flow crossover incoming. So I'll be honest, if I could put a speculative guess on what we could see here, I would anticipate some turbulence, right? Potentially come down, play with this value area low a little bit more as you get this red dot on the daily for a potential hold of support back into the POC. Once you flip that POC, you could potentially look for the bigger rip to the upside. But again, this is probably going to be very, very tied to what Bitcoin and Ethereum do. So assuming that, Bitcoin, stabilizes and gets a push up, that, you would need that to see Tara rip up as well. But if you lose this range, let's pull this fib here from the low to the high. I actually don't hate this value area high 786 confluence. Let me see. Yeah, you don't have a daily level there either, but 786 value area high sitting at 0.00495. Golden pocket sitting right here at about I'll just call it 63063. These would be some local levels I'd be paying attention to if you get a cool off. Yeah, you got your value area high there as well. So yeah, again, I'm not trying to call this pixel to pixel, but if you get that red dot on the daily, maybe you come down and play with this value area low. If you lose the value area low, you would hope for a bounce off that golden pocket or this 786 value area high confluence. So these would be the levels I would be looking at. But again, very hard to call anything right now with the way Bitcoin is moving. Again, all it takes is Bitcoin to lose that POC, or not lose the POC, lose that value area low that we're at, right, and get the bigger drop to the downside for this thing to absolutely nuke. So just keep that in mind. But that's what I'd be looking for on Tara. Actually, really don't hate this money flow, to be quite honest with you. Even the 2-day crossing over into the green, 3-day crossing over into the green, 4-day even coming up somewhat nicely here as well. So, short-term turbulence is probably likely, but if that money flow continues up, we could look for higher lows and continuations to the upside. All right, let's see. Bada boom, bada bing. ETH pump before GTA 6. Shout out to Nirvana. Potentially, we would all hope so, right? We would all hope so. I don't know what I want first, ETH to pump or GTA 6 to come. Maybe we need GTA 6 to get released and tell us that they're using Ethereum in some way, and maybe that will send price up on ETH. Let's see. I haven't gamed in a while. Will GTA 6 be available for Xbox One? Or will it explode if I try? Shout out to Bubba's. Probably not available for Xbox One. I haven't really gamed that. I game here and there. I'm very casual with it. If I have some free time, I'll jump into a game of Apex or Halo or something like that. But I will say this. I might cut out some time for GTA 6. I'm not going to lie, guys. Maybe we'll come up with like a second channel or something because I don't want to mix it. I want to keep this in for like value, right? I want to keep this channel for like live price action, live updates, live streams, right? And education for tutorials and strategies and stuff like that. But maybe we'll open up another channel where we just kind of do fun stuff like GTA 6 streams, maybe vlogs or something like that, and like some more entertaining stuff like outside directly crypto. That would be fun. The chair is asking for GTA 6. Shout out to All Set. Let's see. Okay. So let's continue on. Bada boom, bada bing. Shout out to Mr. Tonil. We actually just did Solana a few minutes ago, or probably like an hour ago at this point. But if you just scrub back, we covered Solana, all the key levels, and what I think here moving forward as we lose the 786. Are we going to make it to the value area high? That is the next key level. Spoiler alert. $167. So we'll see what happens here. Tony D says, don't tease me. I'm down. Shout out to Tony D. Let's go, baby. FC Gaming has a nice ring to it. Hey, let's go. Maybe that's bear market. Maybe that's the bear market move, right? We'll just do the, not that we'll ever stop the live streams here or the tutorials or anything, but when there's not that much going on Bitcoin, maybe we move it over, do the daily live streams, but maybe during the day we're playing a little GTA 6. Potentially. Frankie After Hours. Yeah, maybe we'll make that one. I'll probably keep it family friendly, to be honest. You'll be 75 by the time GTA 6 comes in. That is probably true. But yeah, guys, I'll be honest. I think that's all we got for you today. We took a look at Solana. We took a look at ETH. We took a look at I don't even know. What else did we take a look at? We took a look at Atara. We took a look at Cardano. We'll take a look at XRP. I mean, I'll be honest with you, XRP just still kind of in that same exact situation we've been in for quite some time, testing that value area high as key support. We don't want to lose this value area high. I mean, yeah, man, we're just still in that same spot. It's not that there's not really anything. Daily money flow crossing back over into the green. Daily red dot printing. Maybe, just maybe, right? Key levels remain the same as what we were looking at last week. Golden Pocket 786, confluent with our POC here. If you get a drop off this daily red dot, we get a little continuation down. Could look for bounces off that POC Golden Pocket 786. Other than that, your key level to the upsides, your 786 sitting at $2.91. Other than that, we're just kind of stuck up here, guys. Kind of a bummer. If we lose that 786, XRP's next key level, value area low, Golden Pocket Confluence. Lose that, 786 sitting down here at $1.98. That Golden Pocket value area low Confluence at $2.12. But I'll tell you what, guys, other than that, it's a sit on your hands and wait game. Dot, yeah, we could take a look at Dot. Let's see. Bada boom. Shout out to Dawn. Dawn wants to see Polkadot. So here we are. Just attempting to get back into this value area low. We tried to get back in. We're back down. We're basically just playing with this value area low. I mean, just trying to get back above it. Having a little bit of trouble. But I will say, sentiment kind of remains the same. Let's see. Dot crashed the stream. Oh, my God. What the heck? Are we live? Oh, my God. Did we really just go dark? Did we just go dark for all of Dot? I don't know why that happened, guys. Even the computer doesn't want us to live stream during this boring price action. There we are. This is the longest rug pull ever. Someone tell a joke, quick. All right, we're back. I think I'm back, guys. So, yeah, we took a look at Dot. Hopefully you guys were able to see that. I don't know how much you guys got on Dot, but yeah, this was the rug pull of the century here on the live stream. It was all good here for a while. We back. Was falling asleep then. And we saw some of Dot. Okay, yeah, so for Polkadot, guys, this is... We're just holding above this, or trying to hold on to this value area low. And what I was basically saying was, unless we get a bigger drop down here, for me personally, this is just a low probability area. Like, it's just low probability trading, right? So... With the, if we are able, I would say if we can get above this value area low, we could look for the bigger rip up to the POC/daily. And if we were going to look for something, I would look for the 10 and 12 hour, 10, 12, and 16 hour green dots. But even then, guys, I wouldn't put that high probability. I wouldn't put that high of a probability on it just because of the kind of wonkiness of the market right now, right? Like on Bitcoin, this is all just what I was mentioning before, right? On Bitcoin, right? We saw so many things last week looking a little better than what we have seen in the recent past, right? We were seeing the 12 and 16-hour money flow come back to the upside, right? We were seeing, you can see it right here, right? 12 and 16-hour money flow faked back into the green. We were also getting the 2-day green dot with the 4-hour money flow crossing into the green, which is another good sign. But at the end of the day, none of that played out, and we just got the bigger drop to the downside, which is... again, if I'm looking at Polkadot here, that's T. We're looking at Polkadot here, right? Like I would say, like, hey, if you can get above this value area low with a 12 and 16-hour green dot, maybe you get the move to the upside, but I wouldn't even really put a high probability on that. I am really just 50-50 here, waiting for price to make a move. Now, if we did get the bigger move down into this POC, with a daily bullish divergence, maybe that would be something I'd be more inclined of looking at as a stronger bottom. But until then, your value area low sitting here at about $4.89 is your key level of support. Get above that with some green dots. That's your best bet of moving up, but I would not be trading based off that. I need a stronger signal. I need to come take this low, or at least take these lows, or come up and take this high for me to find another significant trade. But other than that, all these levels remain the same. Watch this POC, which is sitting at about, sitting at about $4.17. If you could get that bullish divergence on a daily, that's where you can look for another significant bounce to the upside if we get that move down. POC 786, and then again, this golden pocket value area high confluence would also be something that I would want to look at as well, right? So if you don't come all the way down to the 786, maybe you come on down to this value area high golden pocket confluence. Again, like, would that be, would you be able to put a daily bull div in here? Maybe. It's just a slightly lower low. But until something happens like that, we'll just have to see if we get rejected from this range or get accepted back inside. And it's really hard to call at this point, to be quite honest with you. So that's what I'd be looking at on Solana. But other than that, for Bitcoin, guys, we'll see if we can get that scalp long to play out in the Discord. Super, super, super frustrating, boring price action. Just got to wait for that bigger move. And I'll be in the Discord for anybody in the premium, and we'll see if we can get those trades to play out. But if not, we're looking for the bigger move down to 91,000, 92,000. If we break down out of this range, if we continue up, we're looking to break about $99,000 to $100,000 to get that bigger move up to 102K. But at the end of the day, guys, if I were to walk away from the charts until we got here or here, I would be totally okay with that. But yeah, that's what we got for you guys tonight. Let's see. There is a whole lot of liquidity on BTC piling up below the lows. Can you check it? Shout out to I'm Not Edward. Kind of think you might be Edward. I don't know. But yeah, a whole lot of liquidity. I mean, yeah, like, look at this. I don't know. This is, I will just say it once again, guys. Like, this is just sketchy price action. Like I said, if I did not, if I were just trading this on my lonesome, I would very much likely be sitting on my hands waiting for these higher probability levels. But yeah, let me see. Let me see if I can pull up some of this liquidity on BTC. And yeah, I don't know what happened there, guys. I lost. Somehow we got choked out. Yeah, let me see if I could pull up some of that liquidity. Bada boom. Yeah, let me refresh this real quick. 1 month. Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure exactly what lows you're talking about. The next significant area of liquidity that I see, honestly, is kind of low. It's like kind of way deeper down towards 90 into the 90,000, lower 90,000s or upper to mid 80,000s. But what I can do here is let me pull up a lower time frame. That's the 1 month. Let me pull up the 3 day here. Yeah, I mean, yeah, like maybe below like 90. Yeah, I mean, we do have some liquidity sitting below this wick at about 94K. We also did have some, yeah, I would have really liked some liquidity to get taken below here at about 95, 170. Let me pull up the 7 day. Come on, there we go. Yeah, I mean, to me, I really only see the liquidity picking up around 94-ish K. The only other local liquidity that I can see is below 95, 170, which we didn't even come sweep, at least on Bybit. We didn't come sweep this. Actually, for the long position in the premium Discord that we were looking at from below the volume profile, one of the confirmations that we were looking for were bullish divergences on the lower time frames of money flow coming up, which we actually did wind up getting. But what I was waiting for personally, I actually did not take that position personally, although it was a setup in the Discord, played out almost to the POC, not quite. But one of those things that I was looking for was a sweep of this low. I actually had the alert set. We just never got it. And like, there's honestly not even that much liquidity sitting there. To be quite honest with you, like the next area where I see a decent amount of liquidity sitting is down here closer to about 94K. So, again, like, sure, you might have some local liquidity sitting down here, but 94 and below is really where that liquidity starts to pick up, in my own personal opinion. So it doesn't mean you can't sweep local lows and continue up, but yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. There's not really that much down here, at least on the heat maps. We do have a little bit here on the liquidation levels that I can see. So if I do get the signals, I will take the long. But other than that, guys, I'm going to be sitting here waiting for those bigger levels to get hit. So once again, local levels on Ethereum, on Bitcoin, value area low, which is the level you want to hold above if you want to get the local move up, 95,710. POC sitting at 96,729. Value area high at 98,369. For the higher time frames, I would be looking Value area low at 92, basically 92K. POC, which is the biggest level that we must get above if we want a continuation to the upside. That's the first big level we got to hold, sitting at 97,349. And then the value area high sitting at 103,224. That is the doorway to higher prices. And then the $92,000 value area low are still the major key levels on the chart. Within this larger range, guys, like these are always going to remain the larger levels on the range. So until we come up here or down here, I am happy with low time frame scalps until we can get the bigger setups to present themselves. And hopefully tomorrow, guys, we're not going to go live and go, what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Frankie Candles live stream every single weekday right here, 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And Bitcoin is at 97K, just in the same spot we were yesterday. Hopefully that is not the case. If you're out there, if you're bored, go touch some grass. The charts will be here. Anytime you want to come back to them, the charts will be here, guys. And yeah, we'll see what happens. We'll see if we can hold that value area low. But until tomorrow, guys, I'm going to sit there and wait for these next setups to present themselves. I'll see everybody in the premium Discord. And until next time, that is not what I wanted to look at. Oh, I'm not even showing my screen anymore, which is decently good. Not that I shared anything that secret. I'm trying to pull up chat here. But with all that being said, guys, don't forget to smash the like button on the way out. If you're bored of Bitcoin, smash that like button 3 times on your way out. Log into all your accounts and smash the like button on those accounts as well. But with all that being said, I will see you guys tomorrow. Same place, same time. Shout out to Golden Child said, my lungs will touch some grass. Oh, God, shout out to the Mafia. Thank you guys for being here and keeping things entertaining and exciting even when Bitcoin goes sideways. But until tomorrow, I'll see you guys later. Yeah, go touch some grass. I don't know. Do something. I'm going to go, I don't know. I'm going to go just take a nap or something. That's all I got, guys. I'll see you tomorrow. Same place, same time, right here, 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on the Frank Candles YouTube channel. That's all I got. Sorry about for the weird technical difficulties. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Hasta pasta. Frankie Candles out. Bing bong!
Coach, what's next for me, Joe? I'm gonna get that second bell. Where the is it? They should have had them 2 bells ready. Space shine for me.
Yeah. Head up in the clouds, thought they saying I look stressed. I've been feeling down, pray to God that I'm up next. Remember when she blew me off, that's why I can't text. Now she call me petty, but I swear I can't forget. This ain't a test. Now they saying that I ball like Jerry West. Coming back for what is mine, can't take no less. I said go and take a shot, so I need your best. And stop the threats, don't know what is in me. I don't got time, I'm not giving the energy. Too many people around me, I'm finicky. I do not mess with you, dog, you're not kidding me. You don't got way too close. I been up at the top now, so they all wait for the landslide. I seen too many people that switched up, whose man's high. Through it all, I stay the same, I swear to God, I can't lie. Been down so damn low that I came up for my life. They talk way too much on the internet, it's not real life. I swear my fam waiting, I can't lose, and I'm still right. Still right, I swear that I'm working them up till like midnight. It's real life, I got a time and I'm coming to get mine. In time, I cannot lose and I'm coming right inside. I'm in my, yeah.
No, Mrs. Candles, it's not going to move. Come on. It's not going to go anywhere. It's okay. I know. Come on. Come on. No. Sorry, guys. Mrs. Candles trying to trade. She's bored, too. She's like, let me try and trade. It's not going to move, Mrs. Candles. We'll come back tomorrow. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Same place, same time, right here, 5:45. You know the rest. Hasta pasta. Bing bong.
Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, ayy. On the road, here we go, yeah we winning by a landslide. Never see me coming, I'm a landmine. Yeah, I ain't taking orders in command, like, yeah, you about to see me on demand, like, you know on demand. If you ain't know, you about to understand. Yeah, I got the team by my side, right hand. Yeah, take it to a string, you ain't seen it like that. Yeah, and it's the dream, and we coming for the bag. Yeah, and we ain't never going back now. Future expedited, now we on the fast track now. They won't lend a hand, now they see us on the map now. It's time to act out. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll. And it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Hey, on the road, here we go, yeah. At the top of the class on a roll. Hey, and it's time to run it up, yeah, you know, yeah. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Yeah, on the road, here we go, here we go. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll. And it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Hey, on the road, here we go, yeah. At the top of the class on a roll. Hey, and it's time to run it up, yeah, you know, yeah. Maxed out,